क्या आपको भी बचपन में दिन भर गेम्स खेलने के लिए डांट पड़ती थी? Well, you have to stop playing, otherwise you'll turn out to be one of those useless people who never gets a job. There was a saying also, पढ़ोगे, लिखोगे, बनोगे नवाब, खेलोगे, कूदोगे. You know the rest. But अगर अगली बार कोई आपसे ये phrase बोले, or somebody ridicules you for just being on your phone playing games all the time, tell them to go educate themselves. Also ask them to watch this video.
From being considered an ill by worried parents who would struggle to get their kids off video games to now being seen as actually an important pillar of the economy, just creating a lot of jobs.
Gaming industry is one of the biggest booming industries now in India. And in this video, we're going to tell you how exactly are the jobs coming up in this sector and how can you turn your passion into your life goal. So the gaming industry has boomed, and boomed how? That India is now amongst the top markets for gamers. And not only that, India will become more than a $10 billion gaming industry in the next decade. And you can benefit from the jobs that this industry has to really offer. But before that, before we get into the details of what kinds of jobs are there, if you're a gamer, if you're a programmer, coder, what exactly is this space really looking like for you? Remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. Let's dive into the video. Now, before we tell you about the jobs in the gaming industry, let's throw some light on how huge the gaming industry in India has become really, and its potential to grow as well in the next few years. India, the world's largest mobile gaming market in terms of app downloads at least. In fact, not just mobile, there are over 50 crore gamers and more than 500 gaming studios in India. In the last year alone, the total number of gamers rose to over 5.7 crore, and that's a rise of about 12%. India is also the largest fantasy sports market. So on Let's Talk Jobs now, let's tell you also about where all this money in the gaming industry is really coming from.
Show me the money!
India's gaming market, which stood at $2.6 billion in 2022, is expected to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 27%. Like I said, it will reach about $8.6 billion by 2027. And now that the government of India has even kicked off efforts to make more clear rules, online gaming, esports, all of that has been brought under one ministry now and has been brought under the Ministry of Electronics and IT and the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports as well. So things are getting pretty streamlined. So the question really is, how can job seekers benefit from this boom in the gaming industry? How many jobs are there really? Well, if you believe the statistics, then close to 1 lakh new jobs will be created in the gaming sector by FY23, and this is projected to increase by 50%, taking the overall industry growth trajectory as well. And the overall growth trajectory, 113% by 2025. So there's a lot of scope really. But let's talk about some numbers here and perhaps some profiles. आखिर कौन सी jobs हैं इस industry में? A couple of them to begin with that we'll talk about in this video are full-time gaming jobs, programming jobs, designing jobs, and gaming YouTubers as well. We'll touch upon all of these. Let's begin with the full-time gamers. Around 2/3 of serious gamers want to explore gaming as a full-time or a part-time career, according to an HP India Gaming Landscape study. And several gamers from across the world have made a career out of playing games like Counter-Strike, Dota, and have earned big bucks as well. The gaming scenario has gradually changed in India with increased internet speed, access, more and more games coming up. And that also means that there are big gaming tournaments going on, big prizes at these tournaments, FIFA tournaments, the COD, and not just PC and console gaming. There are tournaments online as well for mobile gaming as well. So if you want to become a full-time gamer, well, this could be a lucrative time for you to actually take that plunge. But remember, this is all based on honing your skills in the field. You need months, if not years of practice to really compete with gamers who already are at a pretty high level. So that's a very easy peasy job number one that one can really talk about, which is a full-time gamer to get paid to keep playing games, right? Let's talk about number two, which is programming. Now, tech roles at any gaming company remain the backbone of how this entire industry functions. If you're a coder, a software engineer, then the industry has a plethora of jobs for you. And as per a TeamLease digital report, 50,000 people are currently working directly in the gaming industry, with about 30% of the workforce being programmers and developers. And India has more than 250 gaming companies involved in the development of the entire process. These companies will be needing an Android developer, game developer, Unity developer, and even tech jobs as well. And all of them, anyway, by the way, pay very, very well. So this could possibly be an industry that engineers and students can strike to sort of work in. But if you're not a full-time gamer, you can't program, but you are interested in gaming but like designing, well, that could be another area to explore. So designing comes number 3 in our list. Now, any good game really needs a storytelling. Many games such as Last of Us, God of War, Grand Theft Auto work around engaging the user with effective storytelling and the designs included in the game. So here's the use of designers. Students studying designing are required to fill these jobs, and with advent of metaverse as well, and with the metaverse pretty much a part of our life now, and also virtual reality games, the designing aspect is becoming more and more critical to create an intense gaming experience for the users. So that is another area that can be explored. Coming up on number 4 on our list on jobs that can come out of the gaming industry is gaming YouTubers. And this, I'm sure you know a lot about already, but a lot of YouTubers in India and abroad have earned massive amount of fan following and income too from live streaming their games and doing a commentary on it. It's a simple way to turn on your screen recorder and your webcam, and you can just stream your game live. So if you're passionate about a game, you can easily stream your gameplay and earn subscribers as well, and it leads to a bit of money as well on YouTube. We spoke with a couple of people involved in the industry, and one particular one, an associate at the Zynga Game Networks India, Somnath Meher, noted that gaming requires a set of very nuanced skill sets in addition to general product management and engineering as well, since it's dependent on interesting, sort of universe and narrating the story. It's not just games and guns that you use, but it's a storyline, it's the world that you're really transporting the person in. And he further noted that functions like game design, economy design, art and animation, tech art, each of them require very specialized training. So one can easily foray into those professions as well in the gaming industry if they are looking at specialized skills as well. So jobs तो हो गई, but salary कितनी बनती है? What exactly are the insights into starting salaries in jobs in the gaming sector? Let's tell you about that. While a quality assurance tester or a gaming developer can earn up to 5.25 lakhs per annum, gaming producers can earn up to 10 lakh of starting salary. Just to sort of give you a reference here, an entry-level job at say a TCS or an HCL also, or any of these big IT companies, will also be somewhere around 3.5 to 4.5 sort of lakh as well. So this gaming industry at the moment is giving you slightly higher at an entry level. But there are hiccups as well. Let's talk about that. There are hiccups in finding people for these designations. The challenge specifically for companies and gaming companies in India that they face are generally the talent is sometimes very choosy and not ready to jump ship. There is a lack of also creative ability and limited talent in the gaming design industry right now. So there's a lot of room to grow, of course. The other challenge that the industry is facing is there are not enough avenues to groom these people as well. A lot of learning happens on the job. And most importantly, India is seen more of a consumer perspective rather than a game developer perspective as an industry, as an overall sort of worldview on this, on the industry. So these challenges sort of restrict India's growth in the job market in the gaming industry, but also talks about a lot of scope there is for people to actually expand. But having said that, if you're skilled enough to take up the jobs that we have mentioned, you should dive into the opportunity that lies ahead for you in this booming sector. Lastly, let's also show you that the gaming companies are, lastly, if you are interested in the sector and wondering how to get started, which companies, etc., since a lot of them are not very well known or in the public domain, then we've compiled a list for you. Our reporter Abhishek Sahu has a full article on this, and lots of companies, etc., who are hiring at the moment. That list also can be accessed. So, what do you think of getting your foot in the industry and trying out some of the jobs that the industry has to offer? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll be happy to hear all of them. If there's any other bit that you want us to talk about, specifically in the gaming sector, any particular aspect as well, we'll be happy to take up that as well. As always, keep writing and stay tuned to Money Control. Bye for now.